Hello, welcome to my three things. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Everton 1. Disappointing afternoon in North London for the Blues, but it wasn't for the want of trying. Everton going down to an unfortunate defeat, I think. I think we had 18 attempts at goal to Spurs' 13 in the end, and it was really, they were undone by a really poor opening 20-25 minutes defensively. When we were all over the place. Spurs scored 2, in truth, could have got 3 or 4 in that period, and we never really recovered. You can't give a good side a 2-goal start and certainly not expect to be, and expect to win, and you're leaving yourself on mountains to climb. Everton have lost every game they've gone behind in the Premier League this season, according to the stats. Conceded the first goal in, according to the stats. So it was always going to be a tough one, but the players kept going. And that's really the first thing I want to talk about is the durability that Sean Dyche, Ian Woan and Steve Stone have managed to get into these players, and everyone else at the club, the rest of the staff as well. That the players do stick at it, and that is a big bonus. You'll have days like today where you're not at it from a technical aspect. Because I think some players were below today, were below par. But again, like on Tuesday, they put the effort in, and that's a good base to start from. If you know that every player's gonna do their bit for the cause, then you can relax a little bit. Especially if you're the teammate of theirs, the same. Your teammate's gonna be putting in the same effort what you are, and we saw that today. We saw them never giving in. It's just such a pity that something we've been so tight on over the last few weeks, is, clean sheets has been the basis for the victories, that we were so open. We were open after 40 seconds, and Kulusevski got in round the back and clipped the cross to the edge of the box. I think it was Sarri volleyed it from the edge of the box, and it was too easy. It was far too easy, and a couple of times they had men coming round the back just unmarked, and the ball didn't get there. We were just everywhere. And you've got to give them credit for that, for good runs, but it's something we haven't been doing in the last, certainly in the 4 previous Premier League games. You hadn't conceded the goal, but today we were behind after 7-8 minutes. It was that easy, and we were 2 down in the opening 16-17, and like I said, it could have been even more. But the durability to hang on in there, to fight, to scrap, to battle, we almost got a point out of that in the end. We've been a whisker away from an equaliser for Danjuma, the goalkeeper. If he's not stood there, as in if he's just an inch to the left of where he is, the ball bounces down and goes in. It bounces down off the bar and hits him on the thigh and stays out, and it was so unlucky. We were unlucky on 2 or 3 occasions, really. They had the rub of the green today massively. We had a goal disallowed, and they did stay at it. They did hang on in there, and because I think we got a few chances simply by being brave enough to still stick at it, to chase and harry everything. We didn't knock the ball. We've knocked the ball around much better than that in other games. We have. But today was about sticking with it. 2-0 down that early, you're fearing, could this be 4 or 5-0? And I think it never got to that. And I think that the players should take half from that in the end. The fans will take half from the fact that even though it looked like a lost cause that early on, the players did continue to battle and scrap for it. And like I say, Danjuma's come on, and for me, he should have definitely scored one of his opportunities, but he ended up having 4 good opportunities. Put one into the side netting, one over the bar. The keeper's made a good save, and he's had that one that's hit the underside of the bar. So he was involved when he come on with a bit more quality. Maybe he ends up with a couple of goals, but the players stuck at it. So that's a huge positive, I think, from today. The second thing I want to talk about is Andre Gomes. This is something I didn't think I'd be speaking about again. Andre Gomes is an Everton player. I'll be honest, I thought maybe he will come back into the squad, and maybe he will be a pair of legs with 10 or 15 to go. And listen, that might be how this plays out. But today, he came on in the 24th minute for Idrissa Gana Gueye. I give him man of the match on my match reaction. I thought he was the one that made a lot of stuff tick for us today. He was brave on the ball. He got us playing forward, scored a goal. And that, can he follow that up? I don't know, is the answer. But what I imagine is Sean Dyche will look at him and think, no Decore for Man City. Can he do that role just off Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Beto, whichever he goes with? We saw Garner go off in the first half, so we don't know whether he's going to be available for Manchester City yet. James Garner looked a lot happier when he dropped back alongside Amadou Onana. And therefore, I just wonder right now if Andre Gomez is going to get a couple of opportunities in that number 10 position, because he doesn't, you're not relying on him, although he did make a good tackle in our box. You're not relying on him having to run and track runners into our penalty area. He can still do that, and he can still be the one that drops into that midfield area and gives you 3 in there. He is comfortable on the ball. He was trying to get Dom in. So I just wonder if the manager has got a little bit of something slightly different that he didn't think he was going to get at the moment. I'm not saying this is the answer long term. Far from it. And I'm not saying this will mean Andre Gomez will be in the team every week and he'll get a new contract and everything will roll from there. Not saying any of that at all. But I just wonder if Sean Dyche will look at that today and go, you know what, he's got himself a good goal. He was part of a lot of the stuff we did well. So maybe he's played himself into being an option. Certainly in the short term, while Decore is out and while we've still got Ashley Young out and Seamus Coleman out, we might now have Idrissa Gana Gueye out as well. And on to point 3 is the January transfer window. It's next month. I think I mentioned it the other day or last week as well. But it is a key moment, I think, for Everton. I think if we can get a couple of bodies in to help the squad, and I don't just mean just average players to sit on the bench, and this is where it becomes difficult. Everton aren't going to have any money, I don't think, any real money to spend this January. I don't see them selling Onana, and I don't see them, well, they won't sell Branthwaite. So therefore, it looks as though it'll be loans, and obviously that's a tricky market in itself, but Everton need to go and get a creative midfielder or another midfield player, especially if Idrissa Gana Gueye goes to the AFCON, which he probably will. We're seeing right now we are short, and therefore that's an area we need. But I think we also need a winger. We need a wide player who's quick. We need to have something different. Jack Harrison I really like. I think he works hard. I think he's a bit hot and cold, but he does work hard, and he is a threat. And I think he's done well for Everton. Dan Zuma, I'm like that with, I'll be honest. He's come on today, and he could have been, I could have been sat here singing his praises had he put that one in the roof of the net at the end for a draw. He was lively today, I'll say that. But there's lots to talk about him going back to Villarreal. But I think we need another winger, even if Dan Zuma stayed. I think we need someone who's just got a little bit of a different profile to what we've got. Someone with pace. Now, I don't know whether this is doable in January for Everton to go and get 2 players on loan who will affect the squad. But that's what Kevin Thelwell and Sean Dyche are paid to do. They're paid to come up with these plans. And it's what the squad needs. The squad loses a couple of players, and therefore there's a lot of issues need solving. And I think it's fine when everyone is fully fit, but we've seen suspensions and injuries kicking in lately, and we've seen that, you know, today with Decore and Everton would have been a different proposition to Spurs. I know they had players missing, of course they did. I'm just saying, for us, we will feel it, and we are feeling it. So hopefully we can come up with 2 additions in January that really bolster the squad, freshen it up a little bit, and give the manager some genuine options. I used that again because I couldn't think of a third one. Right, I am going. Thank you very much for everybody who's watched. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great Christmas. Take it easy. See you later.